YouTube, what up? We have our Week 5 NFL recap. I'm happy to report we had another profitable week. That makes 3 weeks in a row where we had really good weeks. We went 2-1, 66%. And we've just been on a roll lately. For the season, let me rewind a little bit. Going into this weekend, we were up on the season about 1.63 units, and this weekend we ended about positive 0.77 units. So total, that puts us at positive 2.41 units, which is really good. And we're hitting at 56% right now. So the break-even rate, if your odds are minus 110 on average, the break-even rate is 52.9%. We're hitting at 56%, which is basically what I would call a professional rate. Anything 55% and up, I think, is elite. Again, we'll see where we end when the season's all said and done. But as of right now, we're doing really, really well. And for the novice bettor, the ones that don't understand how hard this is, they're going to look at this and be like, oh, you're up 2 units, you're up 56%. Like, that doesn't sound so special. No, if you actually look at how this is done, these are really, really, really good numbers. So if we can maintain this rate the rest of the season, I'd probably sign up for it right now. It's that good. So, I'm not going to do a whole thing. I said it last week. Don't get caught up on all the flashy marketing out there. Win rate and your average odds of your win rate is all that matters. And I need to calculate our average odds, but I think it's worst case scenario minus 110. It's probably even better because sometimes I'll play it even money or minus 105 or even plus money. A couple weekends back, we won 3 plus money bets. So I'll have to do that math at some point, but point is we are doing pretty good. And I will make a spreadsheet pretty soon here at some point. I need to do that. But our record for the year is now 14-11, which again, it doesn't sound crazy. 14-11 sounds okay, but no, you actually do the math. That's 56%, which is very, very good. So we will take that all day. Let's get into the actual picks we made. So we'll start with our loser. We had the Carolina Panthers +4. What an absolute loser program, organization this is. They should burn the whole thing to the ground. This team stinks. You name any part of this team, it's bad. You know, I backed them because I had some belief in Andy Dalton here. But the biggest takeaway, if I'm being honest, from this game is just how bad the Carolina Panthers defense is. I don't know if I've ever seen a worse defense in my entire existence of watching football. This defense cannot generate any kind of pass rush. I don't know if there was one play where there was any sort of pass rush. Caleb could have sat back there for 100 seconds if he wanted to. So, it's hard to say, oh, Caleb looked amazing. It was like, damn, I know I sound like the biggest Caleb hater ever, but I'm like, I feel like anyone would have looked good against that defense. It was that bad. But yeah, fair credit to Caleb. Against a bad defense, he made the right plays. Bears beat the shit out of the Panthers. And I will admit, the Bears defense is very legit. Andy Dalton struggled a lot against them. Nothing really good to say. Definitely not gonna complain about bad beat on this. We got smoked on this pick. Bad pick, didn't work out. On to the next. Okay, on to our winners now. Our first winner, we had the Denver Broncos -2.5. We had it at minus 115 odds. This one started off a little scary. The week started off shaky because the Panthers was the only morning game we had, so I was depressed from that, and that depression quickly turned into high-level anger during the beginning of the afternoon games. I couldn't tweet what I wanted to tweet or else my account would have gotten banned. I was just very, very upset during the first quarter of those games after having to sit through the Panthers game. So the Broncos game starts. We picked the Broncos. They have a really good defense. That was a big part of our reason for picking them. And I think Gardner Minshew's shitty, which he is. We saw that on Sunday. But the first quarter of the game, the Raiders fucking go down, bang, bang, bang. Score, Brock Bowers makes an unbelievable play, and I'm like, all right, I guess it's just going to be one of these days where we lose everything, nothing goes our way. And so that's how the game starts. Broncos don't do much. And the Raiders are driving again. I'm like, holy fuck. Here, like, all of a sudden the Raiders are good. Like, just because I bet against them, the Raiders are good now. And our guy, Pat Surtain, however you say his name, pick 6 in the end zone, all the way from their own end zone to the opposing end zone. basically a 100-yard touchdown changes the whole game. From that point on, it was a little bit even kind of a dogfight. And then once the Broncos got a little bit of a lead, they just ran away with it, dominated the Raiders. As more time went on, the Raiders just got exposed for how bad they are, and then Broncos defense got back to looking really good. I think they had 2 or 3 interceptions in the game. Their cornerbacks are just fucking fantastic. The Broncos look really, really good on defense, and I was actually impressed with Bo Nix. The first half of the game, he was just check down Bo, but as he got more confident and he started to throw the ball deeper, I was impressed, and he has a good ability of not getting sacked or makes it really hard to get sacked. So I like some of the things I saw there. But in the end, Broncos were the right side. The better side did come through, and they were a winner for us. Broncos minus 2.5, winner. And our last winner, oh my gosh, the way this game started, after having to sit through the Panthers game, after having to see the Raiders get hot in the first quarter, then this game starts, and I'm thinking. I'm not thinking anything at this point. I'm just thinking all bad, assume everything's bad. But then the Giants start driving. I'm like, oh shit, the Giants were the sleeper play of the day. They were good. Everything's going to be good. They get down to the Seahawks, 4th and 1. We can never fucking score on these 4th and 1s, by the way. I need to point that out. I don't think we've ever scored on one, and I don't think we ever will. 4th and 1 is impossible on the opponent's goal line for any team that I bet on. I'm just going to start turning the channel when that happens because I know nothing good will happen. So 4th and 1, Giants have the ball, and they fucking fumble in the Seattle end zone, and the motherfucker runs it back for a touchdown, 101 yards. Now, you have to understand how I'm feeling at this point. 3 hours of a Panther depression. Raiders all of a sudden look good on offense in the first quarter. And then I have to see this bullshit where we should be up 7-0, but instead we're down 7-0. So a 14-point swing in my other game. At this point, I am absolutely losing my mind. I'm throwing everything in sight. I don't want to be around people. It's just a very, again, I've said it, if a bet is not going my way, I'm not a fun person to be around. It is what it is. I'm just very competitive, and I hate, even if I'm up on the day, I hate any bet that it loses me money. It is what it is. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. But after having that build-up and then, boom, the Giants fumble 101 yards away, I about lost my mind, and I was like, there's just no good energy in this day. And then by the grace of God, it somehow all turned around with the Pat Surtain pick. The Giants were actually just good. Like, they actually played really well. And my thesis for that game proved true again, that the Giants and Seahawks are way more like equal teams than like the Seahawks are way better. The Seahawks were phonies. I've been telling you guys this. We see this every year with Geno Smith. He throws a nice ball and people get all confused and think he's the best. Giants defense is actually pretty good. Dexter Lawrence is a monster, had 3 sacks, I believe. And that was just a very competitive game, which is what I thought. And we were getting points, and I loved it. So two of my 3 theses ended up working out, which will take all week. That's 66%. It's just crazy because it didn't feel like they were gonna work out, but when they did, it was like, dang, these are pretty easy covers. After seeing the more time go by in the games. And also on the Giants, I want to know, everybody was like, oh, Malik Neighbors is out. Such a big deal. Guys, the reason the Giants look better this year is because they got 3 new offensive linemen. The fucking wide receiver shit is icing on the cake. It gets all this money and attention. Guys, Devontae Adams was on the Raiders. Did he really make the Raiders any better? Didn't do shit with the Raiders, okay? They fucking sucked with him. It's not about the receivers. It's about the linemen. It's about the quarterback. You guys need to start to understand how some of these injuries aren't as important. I'm not saying they don't mean anything, but they're not everything. And, hey, by the way, Devin Singletary, running back for the Giants. Fucking put him on the IR. I don't care if he broke a fingernail, stubbed a toe. That dude against the Cowboys fucking blew. He averaged 1.1 yards a carry, I believe. And Tracy, for the Giants this week, who took his spot, the rookie, fucking balled out. I think he averaged 7.2 a carry. Holy fuck, bro, he was good. And I had a feeling this would happen because Devin Singletary's, he's all right. He makes a play here and there, but he's nothing special. Tracy's the guy. Just want to give a big shout out to Tracy for playing really well. that was awesome to see some actual running back production come out of the Giants. So shout out to him. Again, we're now 14-11 on the season, 56%, up 2.41 units. So now we have a cushion going into the next week, which is always good. That's it, boys. Expect pick videos coming soon per usual. And if you tailed, congrats. If not, all good. No reason to you don't have to play nothing. You can just chill and watch these videos. All right, boys. See ya. Peace.